Hi, my name is MonaMurphy, and today I'm doing my presentation on administrative assistant. The reason why I picked administrative assistant is because it relates to the leadership in a management role. Now, with the coming of management, being in management field, the management role, you have to be a leader, spoken person, monitor your team, and good people skills. You need to get to know your team individually, because everybody's not the same. You have some people that you may trust a lot within your team that look at you as the leadership. You have some people that come into work and may not look at you as leadership, but I have learned within this trimester that it's good to have those people that you can trust and trust in you, that know, like, okay, if I have a situation I'm going through with my job, that they understand. My manager understand. The administrator will understand. That will assist me and let me know what is going on. And being a spoken person, that when it comes to that, is you have to speak into everybody, not just your team. But there are moments where you have to do a group meeting with other groups, for everybody on the site to be on one accord. I currently work in the call center, and at the call center we have multiple members and leaders on the team. But there are some times where the administrative assistant or other supervisors and management will have a group meeting where they gather everybody, and that one person speak out to everybody, let them know, okay, team, we need to come together as a whole to work on certain things for us to have a good person skills. Good people skills is something that everybody needs to have, especially dealing in a customer service in today's society, because so much is going on in the world today. We just have to know those people skills. And with being an administrative assistant, there are different job opportunities. Will give you the role as a leader in the management field of that sort. Now, there are different kinds of administrative assistants. There are secretaries, human resources, sales, marketing. Those are the type of things that I work with. I'm not a secretary. I used to be a secretary growing up. I enjoyed it, helping people out. And being a secretary, you don't have that much a leadership role, but you look up to your leaders, because one day you will be in that position. That's another reason why I pick administrative assistants. Accounting and finance. I'm currently going to school for finance, and I actually have a degree right now in financing and accounting. So that's another reason administrative assistant is good. There's so many things you can do with being an administrative assistant, and having these backgrounds of management and leadership skills with that as well. Now, a personal assistant provide support for a specific individual, like we see different actresses and things like that on television in the world today that have their personal assistant that would not only take care of certain things, for as getting my clothes, making sure everything in my calendar is up to date, things like that. The personal assistant, sometimes I see them where they're checking your phone, your kid's phone, like they go over and beyond, because they want to show you that you can trust them. They want to be where you at. Your personal assistant, when you're not there, they step in to help you. They make sure your team is doing their job. They take their leadership role and make sure everything is okay with the job they're doing and everybody else doing as well. People look to them for their support as a leader as well. Now, there are different clerks also provide office support that is confined to one or two specific tasks. For as you go to court, that's another scenario. When you go to court, let's say for a ticket, you have to talk to the clerk to do this and that, and the judge. I know the judge won't even talk to you. They prefer you to talk to the clerk. Talk to the clerk, and cause they have all the notes, they have all the details. So that being an administrative assistant, you have a lot on your plate for as a leader, a management, because sometimes your boss looks at you and they see if there's issues going on, and I'm double booked. They look at you to help them out, for you to do your job as well as as they doing theirs, because sometimes they have so much on their plate they cannot do everything at one time. So they're looking for their manager assistant or that leader or that, you know, somebody in the management field to help them when they're not there, to take ownership and train other people to do their job, because sometimes they can't do their job, your job, and everybody else's. So you need to, you know, study more on being the different type of duties and kinds of administrative assistant. That way, with studying different type of duties for each administrative assistant, you can understand more. They almost similar, because you gotta play a part, especially in good people skills and good customer service as well, because you always gotta be polite to your customer as well as your boss. Now, I also have on this slide, I have different type of just little pictures for as administrative assistants, how their computer doing work. You know, there are 50 million things to do, because they're doing your calendar, your personal calendar. They're taking your phone calls. They make sure that everything is booked for you have appointments, a missed appointment. They have a lot of things that have to get done for your job, of course, to make sure everything is good to go. And so there's just a couple of pictures here with this presentation. This is showing, you know, the lady that she's working at the desk. And another lady that gets so much to do, she's taking notes. So it seems like she's a secretary. On top of being a secretary, she got other things she's trying to get done for her boss, to show that I am in the right position and you hired the right person, that I am trustworthy of taking care of everything for you. Now, on this next slide, it's employer expectation. Now, employer expectations and professionalism, that is a big thing here, that you have to be professional in everything you do. You can't just dress any kind of way working in the business. It's just not necessary. They recently sent out a memo really, you know, put in heat of our dress code where I work at, because you see people come sometimes in pajamas, sweatpants, but no, you cannot do that. We have bosses, you know, people that actually come in and out every single day, you know, and they look for things, and you wearing just anything to work is not acceptable. So you always get to be professional in the way you talk, in the way you act, and things like that. And where I work as a call center, we help different people for their bills, making a payment arrangement, they need assistance and things like that. So the thing is a problem solving and critical thinking skills. That's a major thing, because everything you cannot call on to your boss. Sometimes you have to be your own boss and be your own management when it comes to certain circumstances in your job. Now, I'm going to give a quick example here. I had a customer to call in. They said we double charged them, and she did not order any movies and things like that. For a situation like that, your manager, your supervisor, wants you to be a manager and take control of that situation. You need to think, look over, because some customers call in, they say, I didn't order no movies, but everybody know in order to order movies, that is something that you actually have to press buttons a couple of times, you know, in order for it to play or, you know, record. You know, that's something that we don't do. We don't add on something to a customer bill or something like that. And then you look at their history, they call in every month about that. So the good problem solving is just to make sure you set a parental control or get it limited on what they wear, always to them get things down. That way a customer can't say, well, I bought this. Like you said, remember $2 limit. You know, now there's no movie for $2 unless there's a kid movie that may be out, of course, for $2. But that way we can resolve that issue without having somebody to call back in about the exact same issue. We need to think about it and just solve the problem. And you gotta have technical skills for a computer, Microsoft, like a lot of things you gotta type up, put in documentation. Interpersonal skills, that's good as well. Communication skills is a plus, because you cannot talk to a customer just like you talk to somebody that's, you know, around the corner from you, or your mom, your dad, you know, your sister, like, what's up? You know, you can't do that. So you gotta learn how to talk to people when it comes to there. You gotta make sure always be respectful for the customers, not only to the customers, to your boss. And a lot of people, we don't look at authority like, you about the same age as me, but a lot of people work hard to get their at. They show they're trustworthy. Like the leaders know, you can depend on me. I'm a great manager. I'm a great leader. You know, these are things that your boss look at. For you could be the next administrative assistant or the next manager or the next leader to lead the team and doing the right thing to set these goals for everybody to accomplish. So let's make sure you have great communication skills and working in this field for as a business, of course, and customer focus. Make sure you have active listening. That's one thing I love and I learned over, especially with being in speech classes and things like that. I learned to have active listening. You know, I had a customer that actually repeat everything to the T, and that's the first thing she's like, thank you. She had wanted to speak to my boss, let my boss know that was a great account manager. She listened to me and repeated everything I say and got the job done. Active listening is a thing. So we gotta make sure that we have customer focus on the customer and things like that. Have strong work ethic. You can't just, make sure you take it serious, but be reasonable of the things you do when it comes to the job as well. Teamwork is a plus. We have to have teamwork. We gotta, if somebody's struggling or learning something or need assistance, you gotta help them out, because that's nothing. It's showing your boss that you're a leader, that you could do all these things. You have no problem in helping others as you helping yourself, because at one point in time, somebody helped you to make it where you're at. So that trustworthiness is a big plus. Never let the people down. For as your teammates, never let them down, because when you let them down, you letting yourself down, because you are a team as a group. So when it comes to being a leader, you gotta make sure you look at everybody else, not just yourself. When it comes to being a leader, and there are different duties of administrative assistant. Sometimes as a manager, you may have some of these duties. You may have some assistants that may help you with these duties as well, like administrative assistants, for like sending faxes, managing files, address concerns, things like that, researching, documentation, putting data information in a computer. There's a lot of different things here that you will see that will show you far as things you need to do as administrative assistant in your job. And if you look and study on the job of a manager, what the skills it takes for a manager. Sometimes managers had to send files, they had to schedule documentation, the different things they have to do actually to get a lot of work done as well. So just keep that in mind. When going to the field that you're looking for, just read over and make sure there's a job for you, because much is given, much is required. A lot of people, they look at your resume and they say, this person can do this. They have excellent customer service skills. They assist with all aspects of administrative management. They look at this. They look at everything like this. Manage inventory. I wonder, can all these pencils for me? They may not seem much to you, but that show you your loyalty, that you're responsible, that you do whatever it takes to get the job done. And in some scenarios, that's what your boss looking for. They want to know that I hired the right manager, the right leader to lead my team to be successful in everything they do and everything life. So just a little things like that. Take a little inventory, mailing letters, packages, things like that. It will show your boss that you're doing what needs to be done without hesitation. And another thing here is becoming administrative assistant. I have learned this semester about emotional intelligence. A lot of people like, what? Emotional intelligence, yes. I have learned that about self-awareness, motivation, empathy, social skills, a lot of things that I currently have learned regarding this. And you have to tell people these things as well about your self-awareness. You have to sometimes you have to look and think like, know more about yourself. Don't just go and do things. Study a lot of things and you'll understand. Be aware of your surroundings and the things you do and what's good and not good for your job skills as well. So just keep that in mind as well. Now also on the right side of the emotional intelligence, you will see a different couple things here for emotional intelligence. Understanding emotions, that's a big plus. You know, you got to understand your emotional intelligence. I'm sorry. You got to understand that more and the things you do. So look at the slide and you'll see different things here. As well, I do apologize. Managing emotions. That's one thing working in a call center. That's where I do apologize, because a lot of things, your emotions get the best of you working in a call center, because you have people calling in. They actually go through a lot, and they will tell you your story just to vent out to you. And sometimes you have to know the difference if this is real, not real. Don't let your personal feelings get there with, you know, attachment or what they're saying, because sometimes your personal feelings will get in the way of your job. And you might let somebody slip on this or slip on that. They're like, oh, I could just read this story to them. I can keep on going and going and going and going. But that's not the case. Sometimes you have to put your foot down. Like, I do understand this, but this is how I got. You know, sometimes it's good to be understanding, you know, with people and things, like show empathy, let you know to apologize. All this has taken place in your life. But at this time, you got to know the difference. And managing your emotions, that's something I have learned. Because a lot of people touch your heart. But then a lot of people tell you stories. And then a few minutes later, tell you something else, like, which is true. You know, but you help a little bit. But you got to learn how not to let your feelings get all in the way of what you're going through. But once again, for as being an administrative assistant, I have learned a lot. For as leadership in the management role, has to be responsible, trustworthy, loyalty, dependable. That's a lot of things a lot of jobs looking for in that management role. And if you feel like you're not ready to be the administrative assistant or that management or leader, you need to take a step back and think, have self-awareness, and see what it's going to take to get that motivation that you need. Family and friends to help you along the way. And that's pretty much the end of my presentation for today. Just know what you're getting yourself into when coming into the business world, being a manager, leadership. Because not only if you have to learn about your emotions, about everybody else that you work with. Everybody's not the same. You got to study every single person. You know, it shouldn't take you 2-3 months to learn somebody. You have to study your team, know what your team for. When you set a task or a goal to each person, you know they're going to accomplish it with your help. So just keep encouraged and stay encouraged with things you do in life today about being a manager and a leader. That's the end of my presentation. Again, my name is MonaMurphy, and thank you for your time and your patience for listening to me about being a administrative assistant.